What's going on, nerds? Welcome back to another episode of Comic Book Nerd Nation. I'm Fox2, back this week. This is episode 160. We've got the whole effing Brian,
I feel so lonely here.
aka Fox3. Thank you for filling in for me when I was out busy doing stuff last week.
Doing my duties.
You guys have
My due diligence.
made it easy on me the last couple weeks. It's been nice. I appreciate it.
I know. Everybody could be on time for me, but not for you.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that. I know Pirate has a family Christmas gathering today, so he's out. Topher is just chronically late to everything. Yeah, you could record at like 8 p.m. and he would still have trouble getting out of bed in time to record.
He's going to be late to his own funeral.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. I have to admit, though, Brian, I watched a little bit of last week's podcast as I was kind of putting it together and editing it and rendering it and stuff. I was pretty impressed with the camera angle that you chose. Like, you got some serious fucking nerd shit in your room. It's pretty goddamn impressive.
Well, yeah, I bought a new USB camera that I could control how dark I am, and I'm sitting recording from a little tray table right now because my main computer is hooked up and I'm burning 100 CDs onto my computer so I could not have all these CDs. So now I'm facing all my shit that instead of the camera actually being under it, it's now facing it.
Yeah, you got some really cool stuff. I mean, I can see some of it there. In the back looks like a shelf full of statues of Star Wars, and then maybe some DC Green Lantern. It looks like Green Lantern shelf under that.
Behind me are a handful of the Kotobukiya Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
Guy.
That's what those are.
And then under that, where you see the DC ones, are... I don't remember who made them, but
What's
I
the
spent
one
a
all
lot
the
of...
way on the right?
On the right?
All the way...
This one?
No, the other side. Sorry. It's probably flipped
that
on my...
one?
Yeah.
That's Black Hand.
Oh, man, that one's dope.
I spend a lot of time trying to find cheap, because they don't make them anymore and they go for a lot of money, but cheap. I don't know who make them, but they came out during the Blackest Night event, and they're all Blackest Night Green Lantern statues.
I really like the stuff like that that's less common. Stuff that you don't see as often. The Kotobukiya stuff is really nice. It is, but it's everywhere. A lot of the average ones are everywhere. That's why I like the Atrocitus one there is definitely less common.
Yeah.
The Black Hand is super uncommon. Looks like you've got a couple different Sinestros there.
Yeah, the Sinestro one is actually common. I think that was a I don't know, that one you can find on eBay a lot. The Black Hand one is... The two very uncommon ones are the St. Walker Blue Lantern and the Atrocitus. The Hal Jordan I have in the middle is actually really new, that they just put out with.
Mm-hmm.
They're like the New 52-ish statues that they started putting out with those outfits.
That's why I have such a hard time adding to my collection. One, I'm running out of space. I have a shelf that I'm actually going to mount on the wall. I wish I could take my camera off and show you kind of... I have the wooden... they're like wood... I don't... Pictures? They're like wooden paint... replicas of comic book covers.
Yeah, I had one. I think I took it down because it kept on falling.
I have a bunch of them out in our living room that are just kind of random issues, because for whatever reason they don't just do key issues, they do a bunch of random ones.
Yeah.
That don't have a lot of meaning. But then the ones that I have on my wall in my office here are ones that are a little more key issue, Amazing Fantasy number 15, Amazing Spider-Man 122, Incredible Hulk number 1, Batman number 251. So I want to put a shelf above that and put some of my Hulk statues you can see kind of over my shoulder up on that, and free up some space to try and get kind of expand my statue collection, but I just don't know which direction I want to get. I want to go with it because there's so many options. Some of them are really, really expensive. Man, I've seen some really nice Bowman statues, but they're so big.
Okay.
Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where to put them. I mean, you're talking probably what 2.5 foot tall, 3 foot tall statues. Like I don't own a fucking museum, but they've got a really really badass. There's a store not far from here that has a really badass Red Hulk where he's coming down like from a slam, and it's got like the crater. It has the dirt as the base of the statue, and it's like cratered up where he's like landing in it, and he's like all flexed and just like smashing into the rock.
Yeah, like I have
so
limited room
good.
too. Like to my left, I have a bookcase, books, some like a normal books. I have some key like storylines of trade paperbacks, and then I have Jews, but they're like all small, like the Kotobukiya Avengers line. I have Iron Man, Cap, and Thor. Like you have the Hulk over your shoulder in the back there.
Yeah.
And then all of the like the chess pieces.
Oh, I correct my previous statement. That was a different Hulk statue that I saw. The Red Hulk statue is actually a Sideshow Collectibles. Let me see if I can send you the link to this because it is ridiculous. They've got this thing, but the problem is they're selling it for like $550. So it's like, man, I don't know.
Yeah,
that
those
I
things are
can
crazy expensive.
afford it, but two, like, where would I put it if I got it? This is 24 inches tall, and I have to guess it's about 1.5 feet wide. So I just sent you a link in the chat, Brian, so you can take a look at this thing. It is, when you see it in person, it's like, I mean, it's massive. The sheer size of it. The base is probably.
You can hear me, but I just lost you on audio.
Yes, I can hear you, Brian.
I can hear you.
Well, Brian seems to be having some technical issues. Looks like we will take a break and we'll be right back. All right, and we're back. Now we've gained Topher. He came in, fucked some audio shit up, and we had to take a quick break, but we're back now. Welcome, Topher.
It's not my fault. Brian's shit sucks.
Well, if you showed up on time, it wouldn't be a problem. There's always that.
Seems like every week I find a new computer problem to have.
Apparently.
You
Pretty neat.
You and your rebels.
I'm starting to not believe it just because of the sheer volume of computer problems you've had. I'm pretty sure a TI-83 could run Google Hangouts better than your computer.
I would say that statement is accurate.
I believe it. I don't know why. I feel bad. I really do. I give you a hard time, but I feel bad for you because I've had computers like that where it's like, doesn't matter what you do. Like, it works all the time until you want to do something with, like, other people. And then it's just a giant fucking paperweight. Yeah, I get it. I feel your pain. It sucks.
You know, honestly, I just realized what I probably need to do is check and see if I have, like, updates, like, Windows updates scheduled, like, weekly to run, like, overnight Friday into Saturday, because it seems like Saturday morning, that's when everything's fucked up and different and changed, and it takes, like, 20 times longer to actually get into my computer.
I think what you should do is start a fucking GoFundMe account, and our viewers can chip in and buy you a new computer that you use for nothing except for podcasting. You're not allowed. Topher, no touchy except for podcast.
Chip in to buy me a TI-83.
Yeah, chip in to buy him a fucking Texas Instruments calculator that'll run this program better than his piece of shit laptop. Anyway, we were talking about that
Hulk statue's pretty badass looking.
Yeah, we were talking about. I mentioned to Brian that I watched just a little bit of the beginning of last week's episode as I was kind of editing it together and rendering it and stuff. And I was really impressed with like the statue collections and stuff. I'd never seen that angle of his like office
Right.
that he's
Yeah.
recording in, and like I was pretty impressed with like all the different shit that he had. And so we were just talking about statues, and I told him that it's actually up at one of the places up at the flea market has that statue, that sideshow statue. They have
Yeah.
a couple different ones. That's the one that I personally like the most. But
It's 2 feet tall.
it's
That thing's got to be like 300, 250, $300.
it's no, it's like $500 because it's not.
Oh,
They're not
Jesus.
in production anymore, and they're sold out everywhere. And it's like 2 feet tall. It's probably 1.75 feet wide. Like,
Oh, wow, yeah.
I mean it's fucking massive. Like I don't. It would be cool as hell to have, but I don't have anywhere that I could put it at all. Like not even
Right.
not even remotely. Like I mean, it literally like you can kind of see over my shoulder the Hulk Avengers statue, or if I do, let's see, if I do this, you can kind of see the Hulk versus Hulkbuster over there too. Like it fucking dwarfs both of those together. Like the base of
Yeah.
this thing is probably every bit as wide as both of those. So it's like, where the fuck do I put something that size and still like have functional use of my home? It'd be like buying like a 9 foot tall Hulk statue. Like, look what I got, honey. Like, where are you gonna put it? You know, like
It's
what are you
sleeping
gonna
in bed with me. Get the fuck out.
like I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. We just been kind of rambling on a little bit about statues and collections, and one of the things that I liked about Brian's collection that he has kind of behind him is a lot of the Green Lantern stuff he has is the rare, like the harder stuff to find. Because I feel like as cool as the Kotobukiya stuff is, some of it is so common, like Kotobukiya Superman. Like,
Yeah.
like Kotobukiya Batman. Like, I personally would never spend money on either of those because it's like, I feel like everybody and their mother has that as like a display piece. So it's
See,
like, nah, I'm good. I want to take my collection a little different direction.
The thing I like about the Kotobukiyas though are they're so like they're not fragile. So in case something happens, they
That and they're
won't
affordable.
break. Yeah.
Yeah, like
they-
I've got most of the X-Men series so far, and it's it's just the fact that they're a really good size, like the price for the size of the statue and how decent it looks. Like it's just, I know that its value is never going up, but I don't care because like I got this cool looking statue, pretty detailed, that's pretty decent size for $50.
You know,
Yeah.
some of the
So-
ones that I really like, and surprisingly, you can kind of see up here, the Green Lantern,
The banks.
the lantern, the piggy banks. They're like a
Yeah.
polymer plastic, like a PVC or something, and they're only like $15-$20 maybe,
Yeah.
and they're definitely more comic booky than like film. If that makes sense, like
Yeah.
they're less realistic, but they look more true to like if you were just to take a picture out of a comic book and turn it into 3-dimensional, like here it is. Like I think they're awesome. I have a Hulk one, I have a Thor one, I have the Green Lantern, I have the I have a Thanos head. I have quite a few of them now. They're just for the price you pay, you almost can't beat it. Like where the fuck else are you going to get a Thanos head that's the size of a goddamn volleyball for $15? Like you're not. You're not.
See, also like my whole deal.
Yeah. This is a perfect example of the Wolverine. The Wolverine
got
is
the Wolverine
is badass.
bust.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man.
Yeah. We got those at Gym City, didn't you? I think.
And these things, I mean,
They're
this
super
Wolverine thing
durable.
is like the size of my head, like, and
You can't
yeah, it's-
scratch them.
it's cheap plastic. Like, my cat has knocked this one over a number of times. It hits the ground, and I just pick it back up and set it
Yeah,
back up on the
there's
shelf.
no threat of
And-
breaking it at all.
And it was $14.95.
Boom. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you guys out there that are listening to this are like looking to dabble into like collecting statues and collectibles and stuff, that's the way to go. I think to start building your collection before you start spending a little more. Maybe Kotobukiya is the next step up from that, and then you start talking like Sideshow, Bowen, and then eventually like Hot Toys and things like that. But man, those piggy bank statues, man, don't sleep on them. I'm telling you, there's several of them that I'd love to get. I want to get the Deadpool one. There's a couple different Batman ones that are actually really nice looking. There's a Harley Quinn that I like.
I've got the Harley Quinn one over
Yeah,
here.
the Harley Quinn one, I like it because they went with the
You have everything
original
around
Jester costume for the Harley Quinn, not the like cum dumpster slut version of Harley Quinn. Is before
Love
she
the way you
went.
put that.
Well, I mean, basically, you had the original version of Harley Quinn where she was wearing the Jester outfit, and then after that, she just turned into a total fucking cum dumpster. Like, basically, every iteration after that has been slutty as hell. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's. I like that iteration. That's like the original one. That's the one that was on the Batman cartoon when she came about. Who was the creator of Harley Quinn? It was
Bruce Timm.
I mean, Bruce Timm was the guy who made the
Bruce Timm
series. I don't know if he's the one who came up with the concept for that character or not.
I don't think it was Bruce Timm.
Is Dan Dito?
I think it was creator of Harley Quinn. Let me see here.
We can find that out.
We can.
We have the technology.
Paul Dini. That's who it was. It was Paul Dini. It was in. Well, okay. Paul Dini created it, but Bruce Timm gets side credits because it did appear in the Batman.
Executive producer.
Yeah, it appeared in the animated series. God, those were awesome cartoons, man.
Yeah.
It's almost slightly disappointing how much Harley Quinn has changed, though. Like, I don't mind the Suicide Squad version of her as much. She's a little less slutty. She's still pretty slutty, but she's still a little less slutty than like the Arkham video game series. Like,
with like the nurse outfit and skirt.
Full blown whore. Full blown whore. Like, for sure. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just sad to see. I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. I don't want to get into a feminist conversation.
But back to the statue things, like Spider-Man's my favorite hero, and there's never ever a really good Spider-Man thing that's not $500-$600. And now with a statue, not a half bust bang.
Right.
But now with Kotobukiya doing all the lines, Justice League, the DC, the X-Men, the Avengers, now next year they're coming out, like soon, they're coming out with the whole Spider-Man line that's like...
Man, I have to kind of disagree with you. I don't know what the prices are, but there are a ton. I've seen a bunch of really dope Spider-Man statues because of the poses that they can put him in. I like statues that are like involve a little bit of environment, if that makes sense. Like one of my favorite statues is the Return of the Dark Knight. You know, Batman in his armor versus Superman, and there's like light poles and there's the busted up ground, and so it's like it's like a scene. It's not just like somebody standing like majestically on a fucking fake podium. It's like a scene out of a story. And those to me are the coolest of statues because it's really like I don't know. It's like you're taking it straight from the comics. The way that they can do the Spider-Man ones are so cool, some of them, because of the fact that he's, you know, you can see him climbing on walls or swinging from light posts or buildings or whatever. Like, you can get all these crazy poses and statues with some of the environment. On the opposite end of that, though, you get some really weird ones, like the slutty Mary Jane wearing half of his outfit.
My Christmas tree topper, instead of having something sitting on top of the tree, the top of the tree is bent over, and there's a Spider-Man ornament that hangs down from the branch.
Oh, okay. I was like, man, what? So that's kind of awesome.
Like, look at. I'm about to send you these two pictures. Like, these are the two I want out of that line that have been released. Full scale image wise. I could get open fucking Messenger. I mean, the Kotobukiya line, Spider-Man line is like Miles, Spider-Man, nice. It looks like he's pooping out. But the Spider-Man line is Spider-Man, Agent Venom, Gwen, Spider-Gwen, Venom and regular Venom and Carnage. Like, these are the Spider-Man and Agent Venom ones. Like, those are awesome. I love the poses. They look fantastic.
Carnage would be sick.
So,
well,
did you guys see the one that I sent to the chat?
Have a Carnage.
This is what's wrong with fucking statues. It's not okay. It's not okay. It's you know, I'm usually pretty anti like feminism and like all of that. I usually will butt heads with Chris on pretty much anything in that realm, but this is fucking wrong. Like, there's really not a whole lot that's right about this statue. It's Mary Jane bent over in an extremely sexual pose, washing Spider-Man's outfit in a tub of water. Like, I don't... like, what does that have to do with comic books at all? I don't know.
Yeah,
that's pretty out there. I'm just saying that's kind of out there. Moving on to moving on just in general. Did you guys see the Flash, Arrow, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow crossover series?
No.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the last episode, which was the Legends of Tomorrow one.
Has it been good?
Yes. Very good.
I like the Arrow one. 100th episode of Arrow.
Actually, I didn't see the... I take it back. I watched half of Legends of Tomorrow one, and then I just... It was like 12:30 in the morning, and I was just exhausted. I went to bed. But I didn't watch the Supergirl one at the beginning, because I didn't realize that it kicked off on Supergirl. I was getting caught up on Flash... And I didn't realize that it all kicked off on the Supergirl episode.
You didn't miss much out of the Supergirl episode. Basically,
that's
the only crossover part
was Barry
yeah, Barry and Cisco popping up. And then the only thing you see within the episode is a couple of times you see like Cisco's portals opening and then closing, and then at the end she walks into her apartment and they're there. That's it.
Okay. So, spoiler alerts if any of you haven't seen this. Topher, you may or may not want to listen in. It's fine. You're pretty far behind, so I don't think it'll hurt you to hear. I mean, it's not...
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
It's not a huge deal, but it's a really good... I mean, you have Supergirl, you have Flash, you have Vibe, you have Killer Frost, which is a good version of Killer Frost. Kind of.
Yeah, does she even use her powers in the episode?
Very, very little, if at all. But she's in it. You have Arrow. You have, or the Green Arrow. You have Speedy, the Red Arrow. You have
Mad Dog.
All of the cast from the Arrow. You have Legends of Tomorrow. So in that you got Captain Cold. You got Heat Wave. You've got Firestorm. You've got the White Canary. You've got all of these fucking superheroes jam-packed into one fucking storyline, and it's incredible. Felicity Smoke at one point actually during one of the episodes when she, like, as they're gathering everybody together, she says something like after Supergirl, like everybody's like, what the hell is this girl gonna do? And she like fucking burns her fucking logo into the concrete floor with her heat vision. It's Felicity Smoke's like best superhero team up ever. And it was like the way she said it, the energy with the scene and everything just was like, damn, it just got you fucking jacked, just amped for some crossover goodness. And I haven't finished the last episode, but through the stuff that I have watched, it has not let down at all. It's super cool to see the interactions between the characters. You've got the drama around the Flashpoint stuff with Barry and the changes in the timeline that he's created, and with, you know, the butting of heads with Cisco constantly, and all these different aspects. But man, it's good television. It really is. Brian, what have you?
I enjoyed it. It was good to watch. It was fun. It was very fun. I like how they made a nod at the Hole of Justice with the hangar looking like it.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, go back and watch
The Flash, right?
The Flash, and they're at a hangar, like a normal plane hangar, and just the outside and the front of it is made like
the Hall of Justice.
it looks like the Hall of Justice. It looks like, but it's in the fashion of like a movie. It was a movie prop.
Really?
Yeah, because the whole outside looks like it, and not just like the hangar itself, like the whole front. Like, I don't know what you'd call it.
I'm gonna see if you can get me a picture.
Yeah,
I would greatly appreciate seeing that as soon as possible. That's cool. I did not notice that right out of the gate, but that's kind of one of the cool things about these shows when they start layering up the fucking crossovers. I mean, I remember when, you know, Arrow was out and was like, damn, this is awesome. We have a superhero TV show that's dope. And like, then they introduced Flash and everybody was cautiously optimistic and it ended up being really good. And then they finally had the crossover. It was like, what? So it's like,
I like the shows got better these seasons, and Supergirl is pretty good.
That's the airplane hangar that they're at? No.
Yeah.
That's straight up the Hall of Justice. That's just superimposed. That's the Cincinnati Art Museum, like pasted on the front of a building. That's hilarious.
That's the Hall of Justice.
Did you know that?
Go back and watch the episode.
Brian, did you know that?
Yeah, I saw something.
Yeah.
I saw an article beforehand.
Yeah, that's
that
right.
said that it was going to do it.
Topher and I can go to the Hall of Justice anytime we want.
Well, I could drive 3 hours to go to the Rocky statue.
Yeah, well, we could drive 20 minutes. Suck it. Superman might be inside there chilling when we get there. Me and Topher are just going to go down and have some coffee and donuts with Superman at the Hall of Justice.
Well, I could go to the Empire State Building and see a giant monkey climbing on it, swatting out airplanes.
It could happen. Damn you.
Or I could go to the
We're pretty much done talking about the crossover. We're just talking about how the building that they meet up in is like an exact replica of the Hall of Justice. It's like a nod to the
I mean, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. Megan Fox is trying for a role as Poison.
No, fuck that.
As Poison Ivy for a possible Gotham City Sirens movie.
No.
So Topher, tell me how you feel about Megan Fox playing Poison. Why? Okay, just because I love so much to play devil's advocate. What about Megan Fox as Poison Ivy do you really hate?
She's not an actor.
Megan Fox is a terrible actress. She's never convincing in any role. Pretty much every single part she gets, they're not looking for an in-depth character. They want something for teenage boys to ogle at. And like, I've never seen her change her hair color appreciably. Like even when she was playing
April O'Neil.
Yeah, I was just saying April O'Neil. She wasn't a redhead for that. Like, how are they gonna make her look like Poison Ivy? Like, I don't see her in that role. It doesn't seem like
See, I have to say, if there was a comic book role that she fit into, it would be that one. Because every role that they cast her for is some kind of sexy, sultry, like overly flirty, like role. I mean, every one of her roles is based around sex. It's based around attractiveness. That's what she plays. That's whatever. Like, she's not a great, she doesn't have like a great breadth of knowledge as far as how to play a bunch of different roles, but she's got that one down. Clearly, she's making fucking hundreds of millions of dollars doing it.
Yeah,
I can't think of another fucking comic book role that would fit her better than this one.
Yeah, but there's.
I don't know if there is or isn't. I just don't think she should be in anything because she's a terrible actress.
There's more to Poison Ivy than that. She's got to be. Poison Ivy's not like a dummy, like an airhead. She used to be a
biochemist or something, isn't she?
What
has Megan Fox been in?
Transformers, Ninja Turtles, Teeth. Probably some kind of teen movie.
Nice.
I don't know. She's just.
There's just.
Jonah.
There are many better choices.
She's a Oh, Jonah Hex. We were just about to say Jonah Hex.
Yeah, she did a pretty good job in Jonah Hex. She played a whore on Lost.
Yeah, no. We don't need another, like... She's going to be worse than Uma Thurman's Poison Ivy.
No, I don't think that's possible. I'm sorry.
I think it's possible. Her name's Megan Fox.
No, I don't think so. I would rather see Megan Fox as Poison Ivy than Uma Thurman again, for sure.
I'm not saying I want to see either one of them again, but I think there are far better choices.
Yeah, probably. I'm not saying she's the best choice out there, but I'm saying, like, if she has a lot of star power, that's undeniable. She has a lot of pull. She's going to put asses in seats. That's undeniable.
She has a lot of pull.
I'm just saying. It's undeniable that she has a lot of marketing power. So that's why she gets roles. That's the business of it. If she's going to, obviously right now the hottest kind of movies, the hottest genre in movies is comic book movies. So she's clearly wanting to get more involved in that. She's already in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. She's got a taste of the fucking got a taste of the pie. She wants a bigger slice of the pie now. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies are not that successful, so why not try and get over to like a DC or Marvel movie that are doing a little better? So if she's going to push her hat into the ring to be a comic book character, I would prefer her to be Poison Ivy probably than any other. I mean, the only other one that I could think of maybe would be Catwoman. Like, that's the only other one that I could see maybe her being instead of Poison Ivy. But, I mean, do you want her playing, like, Mary?
I don't want her playing anybody.
Mary Jane. I mean,
you're saying like Megan Fox is one of three actresses on the planet. Which role do you match her up to? No. There are a gajillion actresses on the planet, and there's only a few roles here.
Okay.
Which one do you pick to be any of those roles? Megan Fox is not on my list for any of them.
Okay, but you're not
Megan
listening
Fox
to
is on my list.
You're completely discounting the entire preface to what I'm saying. Like, yes, there are a million actresses on the fucking planet. How many of those actresses have as much marketability as Megan Fox? A handful.
Plenty.
Maybe a handful. Maybe. Not that many. Not nearly as many as you're liking to say. Not thousands.
Wait, you're saying
there are not even hundreds.
You're saying there are no better choices than Megan Fox because she is the biggest star on the planet.
No, that is not at all what I said. Not even remotely.
Okay.
That is not
But you are saying that you could count on one hand the number of actresses more famous than Megan Fox.
Also not what I said.
Okay, so
If
then
you-
you're saying there are more than a handful of actresses
Shut your
who should
goddamn
be considered
cocksucker
before
and
Megan
listen.
Fox.
Shut your mouth, you penis.
Jesus Christ, you're the worst fucking listener in the history of listeners. In the history of ears, you hear the worst. Fuck.
Okay, continue.
I am saying that
Da Vinci did
she
worse because he has no
is
ear.
very marketable. She sells movies. They sell fucking terrible movies around her, and it makes money because she's in it. That's a fucking fact. That's a business fact. So, movie producers, the companies that put out movies, the investors, they're all going to look at that and they're going to say, oh, well, if we have a decent movie and it's Sirens, so we're going to have 3, maybe 4 female lead characters. We get 3 really strong actresses, and then we put fucking Megan Fox in as the 4th because she is a guaranteed to put asses in seats. How is that unreasonable? That's not that far-fetched. That's all I'm saying.
You know what I have to say to that?
No, you're discounting my point, though. I never said that Megan Fox isn't a draw. I'm saying Megan Fox is not the only actress in Hollywood that has a draw. And saying that she has to be one of the roles is completely invalid. You can make every movie in the world and never use Megan Fox, and you can still put asses in seats. She is a terrible actress, and there are plenty of other people that have a draw that would put asses in seats and do the exact same job. The fact that Megan Fox has been in a ton of shitty movies doesn't change that.
You know what I have to say, how I feel about this? I feel somebody should push me down an exhaust port.
I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't go see the movie anyway because I don't really care about Gotham City Sirens.
No, I'm probably not going to see it regardless, one way or the other. I don't.
And on top of that, anybody that they're going to entice to go see a movie that they wouldn't otherwise see, simply based on the fact that Megan Fox is going to be playing some,
Boobies.
Whatever hot chick, is the fact that you're going to have Harley Quinn in the movie probably making out with the Poison Ivy actress. Whoever it is, that's probably going to draw that same crowd, no matter who you put in that role.
That's
I
true.
mean, I don't know. I guess maybe.
Unless they don't go that way.
I don't.
Don't you go your own way.
I don't know. I definitely have different opinions about the situation than you do, and you're clearly not open to entertaining them whatsoever.
I'm open to
you're
entertaining them.
hard and fast in the fact that you're right, and there are no other possibilities.
I never
there
said
are
That's
no
that.
other
okay. That's okay.
possibilities.
I guess. I mean, I can.
Wait.
I can
Hold on,
entertain
hold
your
on. My whole
narrow-mindedness. That's fine.
My whole argument is that you don't have to narrowly focus on Megan Fox because there are plenty of other opinions to consider. And your argument is that no, Megan Fox is the one, and
No,
I'm the one
that's,
being
again, that's not what I said.
considering other possibilities.
Again, not what I said even at all.
Power.
Again, like you come into a conversation with your opinion, ironclad, feeling that it's right. There are zero other possibilities for degrees of potential correctness. There is no. It's a hard line. If you're on this side of the line, you're right. If you're on that side of the line, you're wrong. There is no gray area when Topher's involved. That being said, you put fucking words in my mouth. I didn't say any of the shit that you said. I didn't even say that that's what I believed. I just said I was playing devil's advocate in the fact that I think that she's a popular actress. There are people, myself not included, that like to see her in movies, and that she would help build the popularity of a movie. So I could see them putting her in that role or a number of other potential roles within the comic book universe. And if they did that, that is a role that I would personally prefer to see her in versus a number of other female roles that I feel like are more important, quote unquote. That's all I said. You're
And all I
telling
said
you're
was
telling
that
me that
no,
I'm saying,
and I said I agreed with your
no,
statement.
you're telling me that I am saying that she is the only person that should be in that role.
Now who's putting words in people's mouths? I never said
You.
that at all.
All right. Well, regardless.
Okay. That's not even remotely what I said.
All right, I'll give you one last chance to rebut, and then we'll move on.
I agree with your premise that Megan Fox puts asses in seats, but where I took issue was when you said, "Well, which comic book role would you rather have her in?" As if you have to put her in a role. My argument against that was that you don't have to put her in any role, and that was the part that I felt was invalid. I don't have to put her in any role. If you were going to put her in one, does she fit this one better than, any other comic book role? I don't know. I don't think she fits any of them. So my opinion is that she's a terrible actress, and that you can find any number of actresses with similar star power and similar draw and put them in that same role, and they will do a better job. That is my opinion. There may be people who think she's a great actress. I don't know. That's my opinion. I'm not saying any other opinions are wrong. I'm just saying that I don't think you have to choose her for any role, because there are plenty of alternatives.
All right, fair enough.
Okay, moving on.
Yes, I agree. Moving on. The new Power Rangers movie is coming out next year. The trailer looks awesome. Actually kind of excited to see it. Probably won't go see it in the theaters, but can't wait for this to be something that I can rent on Amazon or watch on Netflix. But the toys, they're trying to take advantage of the Christmas season. That's understandable. They look like shit.
Yeah.
Really? I haven't seen them yet.
They look.
Google that shit.
Megazord.
They seriously look like something you could pick up at your local dollar store for 50% off. And they're big. They're large physically in size, but they cost about $40 a piece for each of the Zords. Super high price point, and they look terrible. Like,
beyond terrible.
From a collector's standpoint, you would never like this. It looks like the equivalent of a Tonka truck, like the dinosaur equivalent of like a Tonka truck. That's how detailed they are.
It looks like they
hit
made
it with the
the
spray
base.
paint, Buck.
It looks like they
Done.
made the base model the colors of the Power Ranger and just left out all the detail.
Yeah, there's no. There's detail in the molding, like in the shape, the sculpture shape, but there's no
painting detail seems a little.
Yes, there's no variation in color. It's just like, okay, put red on it. And like, okay, that one's red. This one's blue. Put blue on it. It's like, wow, like this doesn't. It just looks really cheaply made. It makes it look cheaply made, whether it is or not. Like,
they look like toys, which is fine, but the detail in the mold, the mold actually looks pretty decent. But yeah, the paint is just.
Yeah, but like if you look back at, and this is what set me off. Compare it. Brian said earlier. Compare it to the ones in the '90s. Compare it to the '90s Power Rangers.
They looked super good.
They were
awesome. Detailed. They had this. They had the stickers on the mold.
They looked like
they had like the eyes were actually looked like eyes and not just like straight up red body. They were done like you think toys should be done. I'm like, you're not gonna get a Hulk figure that's just all like straight up green and the pants are a different color. You're not gonna buy Captain America that's just all blue and the shield.
Well, on the contrary, they're maybe not currently, but the Mego Hulk toy was exactly like that.
Yeah, but aren't all Mego toys like that, kind of?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But that was also in 1974. Yeah.
Exactly. The 1974 when they didn't know how to make shit and cars ran on fucking feet.
If anybody wants to buy me a Christmas present, any of our listeners, you could get me an inbox Mego Incredible Hulk from the 70s. That would be super cool.
Or just
it'll probably only cost you about $300.
Paint a Barbie green.
Yeah.
No big deal. It's just it looks like they didn't even try. The little figure sits in the fucking
It
mouth.
looks terrible. They really do. Speaking of Migos, do you guys ever watch Comic Book Men, the AMC show?
Occasionally.
No,
Have
I
you-
probably should, but
It's okay. It's I've not mentioned this name in well over probably 2 years.
Kevin
but
Smith.
I'm probably
Kevin
about
Smith.
to
No,
It's gonna
you're-
say Kevin Smith.
I think I'm in,
you're fine.
I think I'm in safe territory finally.
You're-
It's about
you-
Kevin Smith's comic book store in New Jersey, Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash. And it doesn't focus at all on Kevin Smith. It focuses on the staff of the people that work there. We can't hear you whispering something about whatever, Brian.
He said Kevin Smith.
Yeah, I said Kevin Smith, Brian. Congratulations.
it's been long enough. You're owed a few Kevin Smiths. I feel like.
Okay.
Yeah, don't blow your Kevin Smith load.
I'm not going to blow my load. That's fine. Thank you, Brian. There was an episode. I haven't watched them all. I probably haven't even watched half of them, actually. But there was an episode where the lady that plays Uhura in the original Star Trek series
Uhura!
was,
Sorry, I have something in my
was
throat.
in town for some kind of meeting or signing or something. And she stopped by, and it was I forget what, I forget the premise of why, but she wanted an Uhura Migo doll, like an original one in perfect condition, and like she wanted it by the end of the day, like
What?
At the end of the day,
yeah, like she was only in town for the day, and she like wanted them to find it, and like they fucking called all these collectors that they knew. They finally found it, paid through the fucking nose for it, and then she wanted it for free when she came to pick it up. They ended up giving it to her for free because it was like super awkward and like, but they paid like hundreds of dollars for this thing,
yeah.
and she just expected it for free, and it was. So, like, I watched it. I remember watching it, and I was just like, damn, how conceited. How fucking, like, yes, you were a very pivotal part in pop culture as far as, pressing race relations and the first televised black-white kiss was her, nerd culture being part of Star Trek. Like, yes, you were a seminal character in all of those aspects, but fuck, to just like come in and be like, hey, I want you to spend your entire day hunting for this thing that's hundreds of dollars for me. I'll be back in 6 hours. Have it. And then like when you show up, they're like, oh, okay, it'll be like $600. And she's like, oh, I was expecting it to be complimentary. Like, what, bitch, you came into the fucking store. Like, you don't want to fucking pay for the doll, don't come to the fucking store.
Wow.
Yeah, like, it's crazy. Watch it. If you guys, I think it's on, I don't know if it's on Netflix or not. It used to be on Netflix, but if you can find that episode, watch it. Or our viewers, for that matter, watch that episode and let me know what you think. Like, maybe I'm totally misreading, like, how it all went down, but to me it was like, man, she's being a fucking cunt. Like, talk about misusing, like, if there's anybody that's got money to fucking, like, bitch, you got money to pay $300 or $500 or whatever for this doll. Like, come on. These dudes work at a fucking comic book store. Like, well, granted, they're on TV now, so it's probably a little different ball game, but I'm just saying, like, Comic Book Men versus Star Trek, I'm pretty sure you're banking a shitload more money. Like,
Right.
Speaking of space, Rogue One
Final frontier.
opening night.
This is a galaxy far, far away, Chris.
Oh, right. Wrong space.
Yeah, wrong space. Rogue One opening night, $29 million. Beat out Civil War at $25 million. Beat out Batman vs. Superman at $27.5 million. But it fell way, way short of its predecessor, Force Awakens, which was at $57 million.
Which is, I mean, you figure that,
you?
got a
Do you
Star
though?
Wars. I figured it.
Why?
I did, because I went to the future.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't have said it would be as good. I mean, there wasn't as much hype for this one. I mean, Force Awakens was the first movie where you get to see Han, Leia, Luke, Chewie like in 40 years. You know, this one was none of those same characters, and while it is Star Wars, you know, it was. I don't think the hype was nearly as big for this one. So I'm not surprised the numbers aren't as good as Force Awakens.
That's what I figured.
All right.
Why I figured.
I have not seen the movie yet. I'm going, as we're recording, I'm going tomorrow afternoon with the wife to go see it. Can't wait. You guys have both already seen it.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
By the time we record it we talk about it next week.
I'll probably have seen it at least once more.
There will not be any spoilers in this episode. Next week, just as a heads up, if you're still watching, you're definitely a true fan. But next week we will absolutely be talking Star Wars Rogue One, probably just about the entire podcast. So just as a heads up, that's what's coming. That being said, I have no opinion as of yet. Topher, I don't want any details. I don't want any information about the movie whatsoever. Out of a possible 10, after viewing the movie one time, where do you put it?
In your butt.
1 to 10.
Nothing like a little dead air.
I'm thinking
I know you're thinking. It's not an easy question. I get it.
7.75.
Wow, significantly lower than what I would have thought. Where do you rank it? Better or worse than Force Awakens? Those are your only two options. Better or worse?
Worse. I like Force Awakens better.
Okay. Brian, same question. Out of 10, where do you put it?
I say around what Chris gave it, or an 8.
Okay, so 7.75
like I'm in the
to
same,
an 8.
Yeah, I'm in the same area Chris is in.
Okay, better or worse than Force Awakens?
See,
No, that's your only two options. Better or worse? I like that it's taking him time because it tells me that the caliber of movie is very close.
Yes, exactly. If I were to, I liked Force Awakens better.
Okay.
But
nope, there's no buts.
It's very, very close.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know how close it is to my.
Very, very close. Okay, so sounds like both of you enjoyed the movie. I'm not going to get into. And I'm curious. I'm not going to lie. I am curious. I really thought that the numbers would be higher. I'm curious to find out because I know that both of you guys, well, everybody on this fucking podcast is a Star Wars fucking fanatic. But
me and Chris are both wearing Star Wars attire right now.
Yeah, right. I'm wearing the original gangsters personally. I'm really shocked that the numbers are only 7.75 to 8. Not that that's bad, but I don't know. I guess I would have expected like an 8.5, 9, solid 9, somewhere in there.
I don't remember what I gave Force Awakens when we reviewed
I think like
it.
9.5. I don't know. We could pull the footage.
I'm not that far off of that.
Check the tape.
Yeah, I mean we checked the tape on that bitch. We got records, that's for sure.
See, I could say this. It's not. It's a different movie.
Don't you
it's
goddamn. We'll talk about it next.
That's
week.
all I'm gonna say. It.
That's okay. That's it. Because I don't. Like I said, we're going tomorrow, and I think I'm looking forward to this one more than I was Force Awakens, just because of the ties to Episode 4. So I can't wait.
I know people that liked it better than Force Awakens.
Yes, there are a lot of people out there.
I'm pumped. I can't wait to see it. Next week we will fill you in with a full breakdown of what we thought of the different scenes, the characters, the movie as a whole, the good, the bad, the indifferent. Pirate may or may not be here. That's it. Fuck off. We'll see you next week. I'm Fox 2. We got Topher.
Yeah, fuck off.
And the whole effing Brian.
Don't get choked up over it.